Welcome to the Hoppy Time Podcast. Join us on our shenanigans while we drink and talk and converse about Cass's pick.
Gets cold, so can my beer.
Alrighty, guys. Welcome to the Hoppy Time Podcast. I almost forgot the name. God
Wow.
damn. Welcome to the Hoppy Time Podcast, guys. I'm your host, Flames Kid.
Cass.
I am Lena.
You stick to that, huh? I am Lena.
Well, that's my name.
She says it in the same tone, though.
Yeah, she
That's the
does.
funny part.
Oh, anyways, guys. Welcome back to another episode. I think episode 2, right?
Is it too?
I think it's 2 already. Officially 2. This is our third one, but this is our official second episode. Because the first one was more like an epilogue. You know?
I guess. So
Okay.
2 then?
Yeah, technically 2.
All right, then.
So welcome to the podcast again for the third time. Today we're gonna be taking a drink at Cass's pick. Some weird name beer that I can't pronounce, but everybody else can.
It's literally in the thing, man. Somebody
But anyways, I'm gonna call it the bro beer,
educate this child.
Why would you call it the bro beer?
because it's the bro beer. Just to shorten it out, you know.
Doesn't
Okay, the West FA really beer.
Well, that's the name of the beer.
The West FA really?
Just FA, really, not West.
Oh, okay.
So the brewery that the beer comes from is actually pronounced Brouwerij.
Brouwerij.
Yes.
Brouwerij. Okay. Well, before we get into it, though,
Of course, I know. That's why I stopped there.
Let's have the fans catch up with us since last week. What have you guys been up to?
Why is everybody looking at me?
I guess, Cass, your turn to start since it's your pick.
Well, I mean, I guess I got into that stupid Pokemon Unite game.
I know.
You really
and
can't get off of it.
I just noticed it like today, and at first, like when I started playing it, because it's kind of like I mean for the people who have played it, you would know, or I don't know if you do, but to me it's kind of like a little rip off of League of Legends or Smite. You know, League of Legends being the bigger game because they have a better following, or like more of following. But yeah, it's kind of like a child version. MOBA being a multiplayer online battle arena, I think that's what it's called. But yeah, you have your like different kind of Pokemon. They play your different kind of roles, and the funny thing about it is that they kind of got a little Digimon spin to it.
Okay.
Because every game, so like for example, there's like a Slowbro. You can play as a Slowbro.
Okay.
But the thing is, every like the beginning of every game, you start off as a Slowpoke. And you have to gain experience.
To evolve.
Like defeating camps in the jungle, or defeating like little Pokemon out outside in your lanes and stuff like that. But I mean, the reason I call it like did I say ripoff? I didn't say ripoff, right?
No, it's...
You said it like a similar.
It's
Okay.
similar.
Yeah, I don't want to use the word ripoff, but the reason I say it's similar to like League of Legends and Smite is because it has like your jungle in the middle section, and it only has 2 lanes, as opposed to Smite and League of Legends that have 3. But I mean, if you guys have played a MOBA or something similar to that, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, see, me and Lena are just like, what?
Yeah, I know. You guys are
I
just
am
looking at me
lost.
like I'm crazy.
I know what League of Legends is because when I was in high school, a lot of people would play. It was very, very common in my high school. Everybody would talk about LOL.
So.
That's what they would call it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've only seen him play whatever he's played on the thing, so I know what he's talking about. But as far as comparing it to other things, I'm not entirely,
Yeah,
sure.
but I mean, the thing that still confuses me is like I just got into it. Like I said, like I played it when it came out, but I kind of really didn't like it. But excuse me. Since I'm not really playing anything right now, like I just decided to play on the Switch because I honestly never use it, and I mean it's a free game and you get basically free rewards and stuff like that just for playing. So I mean, why not? And so I decided to try it, and I poured some time into it, and I'm actually kind of getting into it. I just need to find out like what Pokemon do what and what roles do what in the game, But I'm slowly getting there. I'm still like traversing the ranks of ranked, but yeah, that's basically what I've been doing.
Not bad, man. Not bad. What about you, Lena? Or do you have questions for Cass?
I do.
Okay.
You're a big gamer. What do you mean you're not really playing anything else? What happened to everything?
Well, I mean, because I normally play with my friends. The only thing I really do play is Apex Legends. But even then, like right now, since the new season started, a lot of people are hopping on the bandwagon again because a new character came out, new season, new map, different balancing to guns and stuff like that. So a lot of people are just like hopping on the bandwagon of the game, So it's kind of like it's damn, I can't think of the word. It's basically
saturated.
Yes, it's saturating the games with a bunch of people that haven't played in a while. So every time I queue up by myself, I get teammates that probably haven't played in like a year or a couple months, and they don't know what's going on, so they just run in to fight people and they die. And now I'm stuck by myself because I'm the only one alive, and I have to go get them or let them die. And then if I don't go get them, they just leave the lobby. So it's just like, I'm basically playing with myself. So it's not any fun.
That's what she said. Wait, no, sorry, that's not what he said. Because he said, I'm playing with myself.
That was rude. Anyways.
Sorry, guys. That's an office thing right there.
Anyways, yeah, so, like, I'm just waiting until, like, the hype stops, probably, like, in a week or two, and, like, all the lobbies just go back to normal, and I'm actually playing with the people that know how to play. Gotcha. So, that's why I really haven't been playing anything recently.
It's the summer. Most of the time, it's the same thing anyway.
Well, kids are going back to school in a couple of weeks, no?
I know, it's so sudden.
Yeah, but usually people wait for the fall for, like, new games to come out, and then that's when, like, people start either leaving whatever they're playing now to get onto those new games. And
that's true, because a lot of stuff does come out, like, towards the last quarter of the year.
Yeah, and that in the summer, everybody's home, nobody's going to school, everybody has free time, so...
No, but it's mostly due to the saturation, like I said earlier, or like you mentioned, because I was playing it the last season, which was season 9, I believe. We're on season 10, or they're on season 10 now, but I was playing season 9, and then I was getting good teammates, and then the new patch comes out, and then I queue up for a game, and then I'm getting these guys that don't know what the hell they're doing. So, I blame it on the saturation, but, I understand where you're coming from, saying, like, it's summer and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's usually the case.
Yeah.
What about you?
No. I had to Lena first.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just working and not really doing much. Work is killing me. It's been so busy, and we're still short-staffed. I'm trying to, like, manage it and do whatever I can, but it's just not really working out. And then we have Flames Kid here freaking making me get on Pokemon Go. And so,
woo!
And so randomly I'll open it up and I get excited to see something just pop up. So get to catch whatever is around. But I have no idea what I am doing. And so it's just interesting. It's something to distract me every once in a while.
Definitely, that's why I started playing it,
That's what I look forward to, finding a little Pokemon standing right next to me.
Yeah, it's funny. I've been playing that game a lot, too, these last 3 days. I played it back in 2016 when it first came out, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just want to give a little bit of insight. I played it in 2016 when it first came out, and we would do little adventures here and there trying to catch these Pokemon, going to, like, the Pokestops and stuff, but...
Just like everyone else, getting hit by cars because of... hit by cars because of not paying attention to where you're going, just stuck on your phone.
And that's why they had to
put that warning on.
Yeah, they do that for more than that. They do it for, like, I noticed it that they do it for, like, flood warnings, like flash flood warnings, like anything with the weather. They'll give you a warning just so, like, if you're outside playing the game, to, like, either stay inside or find some shelter or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lena, what else have you been up to besides?
Well, I have a question about that Pokemon Go thing.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if you're gonna say anything else before I have my question.
No, go ahead.
Well, he's the one that knows more about it.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I just open it and then there's someone next to me, so I'm like, yay, let's catch them. Because isn't that the point? We gotta catch them all. I don't know. I feel
that and train, but the basis of it is
we're not there yet.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll probably just ask him if he's gonna go into his Pokemon Go thing. But
let him go. Take the mic.
Take the spotlight.
Yeah, there you go.
What were we gonna say?
Oh no, I'll just ask because I know you're gonna talk about the Pokemon Go thing, so I'll just ask you then.
Okay. Yeah, same thing. Like I said, that's all I've been doing for like the last 3-4 days. That and taking a look at the stock market because it's kind of acting a little funny right now.
Yeah, I am up on M1.
Yeah, I'm up. Please disregard that fire truck.
Somebody's dying.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Nobody's dying. We're just playing. But yeah, I've been playing it a lot, and I got back into it. Like I said, it's been 5 years since I've actually touched that game. You know, I would log in every now and then and catch Pokemon here and there. But I mean, you know, when they started rolling out all these new Pokemons and new features and stuff, I was just like, this is too much for me. I'm like, stop. And I didn't have time. You know, I was working a lot. I didn't really have time to like play a game on my phone or anything like that. Now I have more than enough time. Oh, and I just want to give a little small shout out to Hugo, one of our friends who has actually who's actually been listening to the podcast. You know, so just a little shout out to Hugo. And you know, Cass is laughing. I don't know why.
I just saw something on Instagram that I find hilarious. But anyways, just keep going.
But yeah, guys. That's basically what I've been up to. That and going to job interviews. That has been going actually pretty good. So I just realized what happened to our beers.
I put them in the freezer because they've been sitting out for I want to say more than 30 minutes. So I'm letting them chill. And I think the shot got to Lena already. Look at her.
She looks so lost.
She looks like a sad little puppy.
She's like, what is life? Yeah, but other than that, I mean, it's been nothing but just relaxing, you know, for this last 3 weeks. We'll see what the future holds for us. But as far as the podcast goes, nothing's gonna change. Everything's gonna be the same. We're still gonna be uploading our episodes on a weekly basis.
We'll still be drinking on a daily basis.
Yes. Hopefully.
Hey, another thing we could talk about is how we've been watching the Marvel movies from the beginning to the end, you know.
In chronological order.
Jesus Christ, that's been a mission, you know, to watch it from literally from the very not the very first movie, but the first movie in chronological order.
Yeah, going
which
through
was
the phases.
Captain America.
Yeah.
And right now, we're at I think Civil War, right?
Yeah, whatever
Civil
happens
War
after
next.
Age of Ultron.
Civil War.
Yeah.
No, we watched.
No, because we saw Ant-Man.
Yeah, we saw Ant-Man.
We did see Ant-Man.
Yeah.
So now we're at Civil War.
God.
And just a little insider, I've never seen Civil War
Or Black
or Black Panther.
I still think that's a lie. They haven't seen Civil War because I saw Civil War. So how do you not see Civil War?
Yeah, I haven't seen Civil War. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but I've never seen Civil War. But yeah, guys. So we're at Civil War. Next week we'll give you an update, let you guys know where we're at.
We're getting into the good stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm catching so many other things that I guess I didn't really pay too much attention to because I didn't know how important it was to the storyline. And now having seen what happens in the end, going back and rewatching it feels really good. Especially because I'm Rewind Queen and it just feels so damn good.
Of course.
All right,
Just
guys.
give her the time stone already.
I deserve it.
All right, guys. I guess it's time to get to the actual meat and bones of this podcast of today's episode.
Start drinking.
Once again, Cass.
Yes.
What is the name of the
You
beer?
know, it's funny. You just said Chris Cass.
I know.
Should I just start saying Chris Cass again?
For those of you that don't know, on our previous podcast, our previous host Adrian used to call Cass Chris Cass.
Shout out Adrian if you're listening to this.
So this is just a little homage to that. But I mean, if you want, we can start calling you Chris Cass.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Like I didn't want to do the whole Chris Cass thing again because I mean it's not really bothersome. But Adrian was the only one that indulged it. So
Yeah.
I mean, why not? But I mean, if you guys want to, go ahead. But I don't want to force you guys to call me that.
I mean, for me, it just gets confusing because I call him by two different names. So it's
I only call you by Chris. I don't call you Cass.
well, that's the thing, man. It's just because I used to work at Starbucks and like at Starbucks they literally or my boss at the time when I first got hired, she literally made me change my name. Not because she was being mean or anything, but because my friend actually got me the job and his name is also Chris. So when I got hired, she's like, oh, you know what? We already have somebody by that name. It's like, do you mind choosing another name? And I'm just like, no, totally, I don't mind. It's like, just joking around. I told her like, oh, you can call me Chrissy. To my knowledge, I didn't know there was already a girl there by that name that was working there, and she was like, oh, we already have one. I'm just like, what? Like, that's insane. And I'm like, all right, well, I guess just call me Cass because as I said before, my friend by the same name got me the job there, and he's the one that gave me that name because we both played baseball in high school together. So he gave me that name in baseball, and I was just like, oh, I guess just call me Cass. And she was like, Cass. I'm like, I like that. And you know, I kind of grew to like it too. But I mean, that's where that name originally came from.
the origins of Cass.
Pretty much my origin story.
That's the origin story right there.
Yeah, but I mean, you guys can call me Chris if you guys want. Like, I really don't mind. It's just I know, like when somebody, like if I'm ever in public and somebody yells out Cass, like I already know what part of my life they're from and like you know what to expect.
That's true.
You know?
Okay, I understand that.
Yeah, but like I said, either or is fine. Doesn't really matter.
I accept that. All right, guys. So, what's the name of that beer?
So the name of the beer is called F.A. Really.
Okay.
And it's from a brewery called Brouwerij West.
Okay, but how do you spell that? Because you say it one way, but you actually see the spelling elsewhere.
That's the funny part. The funny part is that the brewery is actually a Dutch word.
Okay.
And in English, it means brewery because, I mean, obviously you could note the similarities.
Yeah.
But if you want to know the way you spell it, it's Brouwerij.
Okay. So what is it, German?
I just said it was Dutch. If you were paying attention.
Karma just got me, guys.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, the brewery it comes from is called Brouwerij West. The name of the beer is called F.A. Really. And this, like, most of this information that I got from them is directly off of their website. But according to them, their IPA, well, it is an IPA, by the way. I know what I said last podcast. I want to get off the IPA thing. But the thing is, when I went to the store to buy the beer, I realized that it was an IPA. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to get this because I said that I didn't want to do IPAs anymore. But I was looking around the fridge of Corked where we buy our beer, and literally that whole fridge section is plastered in IPAs. And here's the funny part. I actually looked into why IPAs are so popular, and it's because of their variety of flavors. That's why breweries keep brewing IPAs. It's because with an IPA you have a vast variety of flavors, you know.
Yeah, you're able to do so many different sections.
Yeah, and it's and I was also reading that a lot of people, like, you know, our age or the people that started drinking that are our age now, they are actually into like different kind of flavored beers. They don't stick to one simple beer. They like to taste different flavors in their stuff, which is again why IPAs are so popular.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, you know. But I wonder if that flavor taste is exclusive to the IPA.
What do you mean flavor taste?
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, you mean like variety of flavors?
Yeah, I mean, I know that IPAs are there's a variety. I mean, there's more than a handful that I can already name off the top of my head. But I've noticed, you know, there's other flavored beers as well. You know, you have Red's Apple, you have the Mango Card. Those aren't IPAs. They're wheats, but they're not IPAs.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, I wonder if it's just because of the different flavors that makes IPA so popular.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a question, you know, to think
Mm-hmm.
about. But yeah.
But like I said, this information is straight from their website. It's like their IPA. It's our hazy West Coast IPA hybrid hopped with Citra. I don't know how you pronounce that other word. Simcoe.
Yeah.
Simcoe, Mosaic, and Cascade. FA really generates huge notes of bright citrus and tropical fruits while maintaining a crisp, dry, and balanced finish. Brewed using malted barley and raw spelt. Its alcohol percentage is 7.0. As stated before, it is a hazy IPA. And then the stuff that I noticed, the stuff that really got me into wanting to get the beer, is really the artwork on it. It's very simple. The can itself is just silver.
Okay.
And there's it's kind of not a little hard to explain, but like there's like just a random assortment of stickers posted on there, and then on that is kind of like another image, I guess.
And sorry to cut you off like that, but for
ahead.
those of us listening to us on Spotify, you should have a picture of the can of the beer there, as we do that for every episode, so that way you guys know exactly the beer that we're drinking and what we're talking about.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're listening on podcast, just go ahead and look at the picture, and you can see what I'm talking about. Like it looks really trippy, man. It looks like something that's portrayed when people trip on acid, and I say portrayed because I've never actually done that myself. But it's what people portray it as when you watch like a movie and they accidentally take acid or something. Like these are the kind of images that you get, you know, like you got like a girl trying to hold her head together that's like split open. Her eyes have like, I don't know what is it, like polka dots in it, like they're red with polka dots in it.
There's like worms or some type of weird stuff coming out of her head.
Yeah, the colors are also very vivid. So I mean, you know,
they're very vibrant colors.
Yeah,
you know. So I mean, that's what really got to me. Like the images really. I didn't really pay. Like I said, I really wanted to go off the IPA track, but I wasn't paying attention to what kind of beer it was at the time. I just liked the artwork on it, which is why I chose it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, like that's basically the beer right here, man.
It looks pretty trippy, and at first I thought it was just, you know, a design of that was on the can, but it literally is a whole bunch of stickers stacked on top of each other, and it looks great. It's very unique, definitely very unique.
Now the question is, does it taste great?
Well, it did say a bunch of citrus flavors in it, and I personally love citrus flavors. Anything that's a citrus, I love it, man.
Okay, cool.
So
shall we begin the crackening?
Now that was the name that Cass actually brought up for this section of the podcast, where we'll open up the cans and you'll hear the crack.
It's called the ASMR.
Okay, that.
If you're into it.
So we're gonna go ahead and do that, and every single segment from now on, we're gonna call it the crackening. You know, because that's when we're actually gonna crack open beers.
What?
Okay, so basically the way it'll play out is we'll each open it individually, one after the other. Okay, so that's how it'll play out. So Cass, this was your beer. How about you start it off for us?
I guess.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that sounds pretty sexy, man.
Yes, it does.
All right, shall we?
All right, let's give it the first taste.
Yeah,
It's
it's pretty good, man. It's actually really smooth.
You can taste like orange flavor for sure.
Yeah, like when you first sip it, like it blasts
it's
your
like,
mouth like
boom.
orange flavor.
Yeah.
Now here's I'm gonna mention something. I'm gonna compare it to the most common IPA that people can obtain, because sometimes the beers we have on the podcast are gonna be hard to obtain, you know, depending on where they're from.
Well, here's the thing that I forgot to mention. On their website, if you actually go to their website, they have a little option called Find Our Beer, and it literally tells you anywhere in your vicinity that has the beer.
Awesome.
So I think that's pretty cool.
That is cool, and I mean, that still doesn't take away from the fact that sometimes it'll be hard to find the beer, or it'll be a drive to get to it.
Yeah, no,
And,
you're right.
and the reason I want to bring that up is because I want to compare it to something so that we have some sort of basis to compare it to. I think the easiest IPA for me to compare it to would be a Voodoo. Voodoo, please sponsor us. The reason I bring it up as well, because Voodoo is accessible in a lot of markets, a lot of beer where they sell beer. So it's a lot easier to obtain it. Now, the reason I also brought a Voodoo is because as I took the first taste, it gave me a strong Voodoo resemblance. Not saying that it's similar at all, but it just gave me a very strong resemblance to that. And I want to give it another sip here.
It was the first Voodoo that we ever tried.
It's just the standard Voodoo Ranger. The standard Voodoo Ranger is the orange one.
Wait, are you saying that it's similar in taste to that
It's
one?
similar in taste, but not in flavor. Just as like
Yeah, I get
the
you.
citrus.
I think the Voodoo has like a stronger taste to it.
It does.
Like they're similar, like you said, but Voodoo has it stronger.
Yeah. That's why I'm just giving it some sort of resemblance to it. I'm not saying that it's the same beer or is the same flavor. No, nothing like that. It's just a good way for me to compare it for the people listening to us who don't have access to our beer that we're drinking right now.
Yeah.
You know, and another thing I wanted to give a shout out to is to our Instagram. We do have an Instagram where we post the beers that we'll be drinking ahead of time. And it just makes it easier for you guys, the listeners, if you guys want to go ahead and grab the drink and listen to our podcast, while we do that. It's always beneficial. Gives you guys a little bit of the insider knowledge of when we're drinking it. Our Instagram is Hoppy Time Podcast. So you can just find us on Instagram, follow our page. And we'll be posting all the beers that we were drinking prior to doing the podcast. That way you guys know.
Yeah.
Back to our podcast.
So, Lena was kind of signaling something to me right now, and I kind of see what she. Oh wait, okay, never mind. I had totally.
Did you?
Oh yeah, I did say the alcohol content actually. Yeah. I thought she was pointing at the artwork. So I know we were talking about the artwork earlier.
Yeah.
And apparently the artwork is by Shintaro Kago. And if you can, if you guys can kind of see the artwork on the beer, it does look, I want to say Shintaro is a Japanese name. The artwork kind of does look Japanese to me.
It does
a little bit.
Yeah.
So would you say it looks anime-ish?
It takes from anime. I wouldn't call it really anime-ish, but it does take from anime. And again, I just saw who did the artwork, because a lot of beers don't really put the name of the artwork. Artist on the beer, but I just saw it right now. But if I had seen this earlier, I would have done like a little bit of research on it, so I apologize for that. But yeah, I mean, Shintaro, what did I say? Kago? Go ahead and look him up if you guys are into art or anything like that. Yeah,
it's just so awesome. It's I'm looking at all the cans, and they're all perfectly aligned. All these stickers are literally stacked upon each other, exactly like the next can.
Now, something that's caught my attention right now is I noticed that they brew in San Pedro, which is not too far away from us. We're literally a bridge away. And this would be, the third beer we grabbed from a local brewery here in California. So, I'm
sorry to cut you off, by the way. That's the thing about Corked. Corked, they usually take from local breweries. And I was talking to one of the people that work there, probably like sometime last year. And they actually said that they taste the beer before they actually put it on their shelves. Okay. So it's pretty cool. But I mean, like you were saying, San Pedro.
Yeah, I mean, just San Pedro. It just caught my attention. I wonder if they have a brew house or a brewery there that we can go and actually drink. Would you happen to know if they have one?
Oh, I mean, yeah, they actually do. So Brouwerij West is actually located in San Pedro. It's actually kind of I don't want to say right next to Terminal Island, but it's kind of close to Terminal Island. They use traditional ingredients and methods combined with progressive experimentation to actually produce their beer. They're very eco-friendly, like Lena was saying about the stickers and everything. I'm assuming the eco-friendly thing kind of shows there, because instead of printing on the entire can, they only use a subtle amount of stickers, and on those stickers, they produce the images that are on their beers.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, like I said, they're very all this information, guys, by the way, is taken directly from their website. So if you guys want to go check them out, yeah, so they're very eco-friendly. Their brewery is equipped with solar panels, and like I said, all this information is off their website. So apparently they generate more electricity than they use, and they also use 30% less water than traditional breweries.
Okay.
Yeah. So aside from that, it was founded in 2010 by Brian Mercer, who had a career of importing Belgium candy sugar for some top breweries in the country. He's actually a gypsy. I'm not sure, if that's the correct term to use, but like I said, the information is from their brewery, or from their website, I mean. So so he was a gypsy, and he spent time traveling throughout California without a home of his own, just kind of going to breweries and making deliveries and stuff like that. So in 2016, this was in 2010, by the way. In 2016, he partnered up with his friend called David Holop, and opened the San Pedro location, which is a repurposed warehouse from World War II.
And I just want to retouch that topic of Gypsy. It is wrong to use it because it indicates the Romani people.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say, because I know it's from the Romani.
So just want to be clear on that.
Yeah, but like I said, this information is from their website,
of course.
this is the word that they used. So I apologize if I offended anybody hearing this, but yeah, So in total, the brewery is 26,000 square feet. 17 of those belonging to a courtyard and beer garden, and then 8,000 of those belonging to a tasting room.
Sweet.
Yeah. So the tasting room is actually a room that you can rent out, or not rent out, but you can make a reservation and you can like taste beers, and it is actually located in that same brewery in San Pedro.
Now, is that open to the public, or how does that work?
Of course, yes, it's open to the public. So like I said, anybody can go on their websites. They can make a reservation. They have the times and everything there for you. So you know, if it meets your schedule, you can go ahead and go there. And also their courthouse is actually used for events. Again, open to the public. You know, they have family brunches. Like it's anywhere from family brunches to like events with like music and food. You know, like food trucks, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw that on their website. They also had a lot of events coming up, and it involves a lot of food trucks. There's like a stout burger and just different types of, I want to say, different types of events that they include food and beer. And it seems family friendly, even though it's including beer, but you know, I don't think they're trying to promote like drinking in a bad way. It's just, you know, have a good beer.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, drink moderately is the key word there.
Yeah. So I kind of want to take from like the way how do you call it, the way Brian Mercer, you know, as stated before, he was a Romani. I'm not gonna say the other word. I'll just rather call it by what it is. Yeah, so I want to say he takes from like his culture, I guess, because he spent most of his time just traveling through California without a home of his own. So anything he does is basically for his people, you know, or for the people, not his people, but like for the people, you know. It's just it's open to the public, you know, public use of everything. And dude, so I mean, it's pretty cool. This is like the first brewery that I've known or that I've seen around that is like open to the public with that much space open, you know. And then they have a bunch of events that go, like they promote those events at their brewery, like on their website. So like I said, you know, if you guys want to do something in San Pedro, or you know, I don't know if you guys like seafood, but in San Pedro, there's really good seafood.
The fish market.
Oh, yeah. So if you guys want to do anything besides the fish market in San Pedro, you guys can go hit up the brewery.
Okay. How about you, Lena? What did you think about the beer?
It's pretty good. I like it.
You like it?
And it really does have that citrus flavor, which is kind of just different because I think we stick to hazy IPAs a lot.
I mean, that's exactly what this is, you know. So. Well,
no, it has a different flavor. It's a different touch.
You can really taste like the tropical hints in it, you know.
Yeah, and
even in the aftertaste too.
Right, and then I was reading like this interview that he was having, and that they literally like squeeze 500 oranges, specifically sour oranges, trying to get that special touch and that flavor.
So do you know if they hand squeeze it or if they...
I don't know if they hand squeeze it. It didn't say particularly. It just said that they used about 500 oranges or sour oranges to get that very orangey taste and also orangey color in their beer, which was pretty cool because that just means that they're actually caring about, you know, what's happening, because it's in a can.
Well, see, here's the thing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Like, we're drinking these out of a can.
Well,
maybe we should kind of like pour it out and, you know, give like a little...
Well, I did, and it is, you know, well, it's not an orangey color, but it's definitely not as, you know...
Well, I mean, you can call that like that's like the color of orange juice when you squeeze an orange.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you see, that just means like they're probably using really good ingredients in their stuff, which is probably why it's at its price point. You know, it's not one of the most.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
It's not one of the most affordable beers.
Yeah,
but it's actually.
How much was the 4-pack?
So the 4-pack was actually $20.
And this is in Long Beach, California.
And
as a reference.
Just as a reference, you know, $20 for a 4-pack of beer for local breweries is actually pretty normal. You know, that's how much you usually find.
Yeah, of course, because they're local breweries. They're not really brewing on a larger scale, like I've said in another podcast, like Modelo or anything like that. You know, they're not brewing industrially; they're brewing locally.
Yeah. So I mean, the cost of production is a little bit more, and obviously that reflects on the price. You know, doesn't reflect negatively on the beer itself. It's just production costs, you know.
Yeah, of course.
It's the cost of business, you know.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm pretty sure like anybody that owns a business, they always try to keep the cost down so they can keep their product price down. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, like economics and
And I mean, that's what we're trying to do. You know, we're trying to support here our local breweries around us, and even not from around us. You know, just support them by buying their beer and you know talking about them here, and tasting them.
Yeah.
Another local brewery I'm looking forward to trying, which will probably be one of my next few picks, is Smog City. Very close by.
True. Smog City is actually in
I think it's Torrance.
Yeah. So there's another one, and I think I'm not sure if it's Torrance, Redondo, one of those areas. It's called Monkish.
Well, the thing is, we actually have two of them right close to here. We have Liberation, and then we also have 10 Mile. That's like close to Signal Hill.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're surrounded by breweries around here.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a matter of time before we get to them and we actually talk about them and drink their beers. You know, for now, we're doing our...
For my next pick, I'll probably actually go out to one of those local breweries and buy beers from them if they have them at hand.
Yeah, I mean, that's essentially that's what our end game here with this podcast. You know, we want to be able to support our local breweries, going into their shops, you know, consuming beer there, buying some beer to bring home, do the podcast, give them a little shout out, help their business out, you know. That's what it's about, man, you know, helping out everybody else, you know.
Helping out the little guys.
Definitely, man. I mean, they're supplying beer to us, so I mean, why not?
Sure, man. I mean, whatever gets them more revenue and stuff.
Definitely, you know. Any other words on this beer, guys? Because I mean, honestly, out of the beers that we've had so far, I've actually enjoyed this one a little bit more. So
yeah, it actually, it's really good, man. Like, I'm actually enjoying this. Like, even just sipping on it, like I'm really enjoying it. I like the taste of it. It's smooth. It's not, you know, hard on your taste buds. That's actually the first time I've burped since I actually drank it. But yeah, man, like it's pretty good. And like I said, man, I'm a kind of person that admires artwork and stuff like that. So I mean, I'm not an art person myself. Like, I can't tell you like, you know, some top artists of the country or anything like that. But you know, I do admire like a good piece of work. And yeah, man, this is something nice to look at. It's something cool.
It's definitely something to catch your eye, which is why I get why as soon as you saw it, you knew this was going to be your pick.
Yeah.
It's definitely really cool.
Definitely. I mean, like I said, I'm looking forward to future podcasts where we're trying more beers, you know, comparing to the ones we've already tasted, and that'll be fun, you know, at some point. You know, right now we're just starting off, and this is literally our second beer. Third if you count the epilogue. But yeah. Any final words, guys, before we close this out?
I don't know, man. I honestly don't know.
No, I think we're good.
Yeah? All right, cool.
I got nothing to say.
Oh, great.
Everything I had to say was on this podcast.
So, Lena.
Yes.
You're next.
I am next, and I really
Any
have
idea?
to...
Any ideas? Any?
Wait, are you next?
Yeah, she
I am
is.
next, yes.
I thought she was the one that picked last time.
No, I picked the...
No. Lena's next.
I picked the first one.
Well, what did we drink
Bomb.
last week?
No.
Oh,
so
you did pick the first one.
I picked Mango Bomb for the epilogue.
Yeah,
I mean, it was kind of a group thing as well, but it was me that kind of just saw it.
Well, it's back to you, baby.
Yep.
I know, it's back to me. and it's the pressure is on. There's so many beers I want to try, but I'm just gonna go to one of our local places and pick something, and we'll see how it goes. Maybe.
You want to? Do you want to stay on the IPA route, or you want to just?
The thing is
it's
I
kind of
really
hard, dude.
IPAs.
Honestly, it's kind of hard to not stay on the IPA
right.
route because, like I said, like
A lot of
everything
them-
that's local is
Yeah.
usually IPA.
Yeah, a lot of them are IPAs, and there's just so many things that attract me to beers.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't want to just go based off artwork because I've had pretty good beers that don't have the most interesting artwork, but it honestly just helps with the attraction.
Yeah. Well, that's the
really
thing,
does.
dude. Like, I really didn't base my pick off the artwork. It's just something that when we were in Cork caught my attention. I was just like, oh my god, that shit looks cool. Like,
Yeah.
what is it?
No.
And I was looking
I'm
at
not
it and I was
saying
just
that.
like, oh, okay, like, you know, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll get out of my comfort zone. I'm not sure. I guess I just gotta go walk around one of these places, and so
Probably.
keep an eye on our social media, and you'll see our little adventures trying to find these places and see where we can buy these beers and what we end up with.
Well, anything cool we'll find, we'll more than likely put it up on social media.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to keep it basic. I know we have been on this IPA roll. I mean, but this is only our second, or well, technically 3, but you know, we're still starting the reviews. We still have a lot more to go.
Oh yeah, man, dude. There's a lot of craft beers
more
out there, man. There's content here for freaking years to come.
And then once we run out of beers, which will never happen, honestly, we have all these seltzers because all of a sudden everybody's into seltzers thanks to like White Claw. Now there's Corona promoting them.
Jesus.
There's Truly. There's all these different things that we can definitely try.
You're right.
I just think that they're what is it called? They're appealing to the people who work out.
Yeah.
To the people who are trying to stay fit and drink at the same time. So it's very appealing to us. And the reason I bring that up is because, you know, when the whole fad of ultras and White Claws were coming out,
the trend, definitely.
we were on the keto diet at the time.
Yeah.
So that's all we were drinking. We were drinking ultras and White Claws. Why? Because it kept the carb consumption down.
Yeah.
So it made it easier for us to be able to drink, you know, obviously not excessively, but for us to be able to drink and not have to worry so much about passing our carb limit.
Carbs, calories, everything.
Well, here's the thing, though. It actually kind of helps because you guys noticed it too. Like when we were on the keto diet, you guys drink like a 7% alcohol content beer, and you guys were like done.
Yeah,
basically.
It would definitely hit way
exactly.
fast.
So it kind of helps too because aside from the fact that it keeps our carbs down, the alcohol percentage in that doesn't really affect us. It kind of keeps with our diet, so we're not getting messed up off of 1 or 2 beers.
Yeah.
You know, we can keep drinking, and it'll keep us, I guess, sane, for lack of a better word.
I guess
While we're
it really
drinking.
messed with my tolerance, especially
Oh,
you too.
hell yeah,
Cass,
man.
you used to just down. Well, sorry, not to put you on blast, but
It's fine. It was gonna get out there eventually.
but after you got us all on the trend of keto diet, because he started it first, and me and Flames Kid were just so surprised on how much weight he lost. We kind of jumped on that, but it really lowered our tolerance, and so I feel like I hate that it did that, but I also enjoy it because if I have get a couple beers, it doesn't take so much to just get me into a good place. And I'm not trying to drink to get messed up. I'm just trying to drink to get to a very good, comfortable place where I can chill, relax, and enjoy the vibes of the day.
Yeah. I mean that should be the reason why we all drink, you know.
Right.
But you're right. You know, my tolerance definitely did go down after being on keto, drinking nothing but ultras, and
White
then
Claws.
all of a sudden going back to drinking Modelos and IPAs.
No, we started with Voodoos.
Modelo's is still water, bro. Modelo's is still water. I'm sorry.
Well,
I won't insult them.
At some point, we'll be doing a podcast on Modelos themselves. You know.
Oh, I will mention we've been on a journey. I swear, Flames Kid has been on a journey to try the new Modelos Reserva.
That's right.
And we can't find them anywhere.
That's fine. I'll find them.
I think at this point they're probably out of production already. I think it was probably like a seasonal thing.
I can find some.
Well, I mean,
won't give up. I won't give up.
I'm still on the hunt to try them. I heard good things about them. But they must have not done so good if they're no longer available, or maybe they were just seasonal. You know, who knows?
Yeah, it's a bummer that we didn't get to try it.
All right, guys. Well, I think it's about that time, guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here and listening to our foolishness and our nonsense and all our shenanigans. Hopefully you join us for the next episode where Lena gets to pick another beer, and we'll post it on our social media so you know exactly where what we're drinking.
Yeah.
But besides that, I've been your host, Flames Kid.
I've been Chris.
And I am Lena.
And we hope to see you. Well, not actually see you, but we hope you actually tune in to our next episode. All right.
And if you're a bot, you got no choice.
Have a good rest of your week, and hope everything goes well.
Awesome. See you later, guys.